wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
If you weren't here for the first part, we tried, but Cox Communications went down. I wonder, I'm not advocating this in any way or regard, but I wonder what would happen if you just went down to the local Cox, the regional center with a baseball bat and like, hi, every time your internet goes down, I'm destroying one server. I'm not here to hurt humans by no means. Is that a nice computer? Do you like that? Okay. Well, hopefully you never see me again. You can ensure that by making sure the internet never goes down again. I'll let you have like once a week, but not every day. Anyway, let's get back to this because this is an important topic because there's a value to be listed. So I shall repeat myself. Listening to the Thinking Ape. His video, I think it was yesterday or today, was about a very popular internet personality, YouTube creator guy who died of alcohol poisoning, alcoholism, drank himself to death. And the point that Thinking Ape had was that this guy had all this influence, all this status online, but it didn't do him any good in the real world. And whereas I agreed with that premise, I'm like, yeah, what's the use of having status online? I guess if you can't cash it in somehow, like it doesn't have an effect on your real life. I advanced it a little bit and it kicked it up a notch. I said, what the hell does status matter in the real world? And the reason I bring that up is because it depends on where you are. Like if this was like the 1890s, your status within the community would have really mattered, or the European, medieval history. Because if you weren't getting along with the village, you could be kicked out, you could be excommunicated, and you could die. And so society had this kind of like self-regulating. You couldn't be a thief, you couldn't be an asshole. Otherwise, you get kicked out. There'd be rules. So you needed status, or at least a community reputation as a good person, as a good man. But today I look at society, I look at the idea of status, and I'm not kidding. I'm eternally thankful for the nerd upbringing that I had. I'm very thankful I was a nerd. And I don't just mean this is before when nerds were popular. But man, I was like the least popular kid in school. I was small, scrawny, I didn't break 100 pounds till maybe my sophomore year. And I get to see what humans are like. I told you many times before that, yes, I would get in fights because I had Walmart Velcro shoes. The popular kids were popular because they had the fancy clothes. I mean, really, the 80s were peak materialism. And for all the hell and drawbacks that might have entailed, the one thing it did for me was vaccinate me or inoculate me against like this cultural mind disease of consumerism and being popular. Because sure, did you want to be popular? Yeah, who didn't want to be popular? Did you want to go with the cute girls? Sure, of course. But it wasn't a possibility, it wasn't a feasibility. I was just the nerd kid. I was the geek. I was the one to pick on. All right. I was the one to have 3 guys twice my size all pick on me for a fight at the same time. Aaron, why are you so angry? Why are you okay with the harming of others in Minecraft? In Minecraft, you don't know. He's good in all humans, don't you think? Oh, you precious fucking fool. Anyway, regardless of what I would have wanted at that time, it did instill in me a certain streak of independent thought where it's like, why would I want to, and I told the story before. I actually did get to go to a party where all the popular kids were, and they were the most boring people ever. All they do were watching videos of themselves in some game, and the girls were cheerleading, the guys were playing sports, whatever. Like, this really is boring. And then as you get older, you look back at it now, and it's like you got 20/20 vision with scope, and you got an AWAC, you got satellite imagery of this bullshit, and you look back, you're like, you fucking morons. You fucking goddamn fools. You spent how much money on whatever brand name clothes it was? You spent how much money with the poofy bangs? You place value on what? And when you look back at what's popular, what's common, it is so normie, conformie, inferior, and it's damaging. It's damaging. All the same, I guarantee you, man, you can see it on Facebook. This will happen to you. You go back and you go look at all these people you went to school with, or just people in your past. Some guy wants me to do a video on like, where are they now for all the people I worked with in banking. I'm like, that's going to be a license. Well, you don't need them all. So I could find a couple. And I'm like, I'm not, guys, this isn't a joke. This isn't a skit. I'm not slamming on these people as for some kind of vengeance. I'm describing them. These fucking normie, conformie, truly inferior human dipshits. I look at them like, are you still in community banking, huh? Oh, you're a vice president again. 12 years later, you haven't moved anywhere. You're still in this racket. The Allies liberated the camp long ago. You can leave if you'd like, but you apparently like to sit and piss, shit, and squalor. And it's the same thing where I've looked at my generation, if we're to expand it, because, you go to college, you go to school, you get some careers and jobs. You just look at all these people. You look at society and what they worship, what was deemed status, what was sought after. You look at them like, you all fucking obeyed. You all fucking obeyed. You were all a bunch of dipshit consumerists. You all went to college for worthless degrees. You all got married. You all got fat. You all got divorced. None of you knew what the fuck you were doing. It was just do the popular thing. And I looked up the one guy I knew who was independent, and he was successful. I was like, yep, that guy. I knew it because he mouthed off to the teachers and, I'm losing my patience with you. And he looks at the teacher and says, I'm sorry, I can't help you find them. Yeah. He's doing good. But I look back. Oh, fuck, is the internet out again? Hang on, guys. Is it out again? Tell me in the chat room, this is fucking out again. Do I got boomer internet? Oh, I'm gonna go down to Cox Communication. I'm gonna go down slightly. Yes. All right. How about we all go to the bathroom? You want to have a bathroom break? We'll come back. Let's all get a bathroom break. Come back in about 3 minutes. We'll see how the internet is. All right, let's do that. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to get angry. We're just going to roll. Cox Communications, ladies and gentlemen. Cox Communications. Look, it's still. How's the internet now, huh? Oh, I'm leggy as usual. We'll just wait. I'm gonna do some internet stuff. How about that? This will be an advertisement for Cox Communications. All right. It tells you right there. Oh, we're back. Oh, no. It's just Cox Communication. They suck. I guess I have to be quick about. I guess we can't enjoy good things because some cocksucker over at Cox doesn't do their fucking job, be it a boomer boss or some zillennial dipshit. Anyway, older now, look back. Other people suck. I'm not saying it to be funny. It's true. Other people fucking suck. Arthur Schopenhauer was right. Go read them. And what I don't get is how some people, I had a client, they never paid, so I didn't do the video, but they were actually worried that they weren't keeping up with the Joneses. They've read through all my shit. They know who I am, very intelligent couple. And they were like, well, we really need to get a fancy truck. I'm like, what do you care about other people? What? That's not you. That's not in your best interest. That's other people. So right off the bat, if I got to choose between myself or other people, I'm going to say, fuck other people. I'm going to worry more what's important in my best interest. I don't care what other people think. They're not me. But then you throw on top of it what, especially in America, the average American has become, what the average Westerner to a larger extent has become. Why the fuck, especially the any American alive today, from Generation Alpha to Zoomers, why would you give a fuck what anyone in any of these generations give a shit? Don't you think they all have false gods? Don't you think they have the priorities and their lives completely out of whack? You worry about what some dickless fuck wonder with another man's sports ball jersey with his name on, who like worships and has to watch you actually give a shit about what these people think? And whether it's the guy or the multiple, many men, the male loneliness. Oh, I'm bad. I'm by myself. I'm so lonely. Well, who were you going to go be friends with? Was there a cabal? Was there a hidden civilization within the United States where people aren't a bunch of fat fuck American pig materialist assholes? Where is it? Where are the actual cool, good, interesting people that hang out? And for all the drawbacks of the internet, at least there's a huge filter. Like I can, Jack Napier over in Belgium or Norway or whatever the hell country he's in. At least I get to meet, Vince over in New Jersey. I'm sure all you guys, you also meet some very interesting people over here. At least you got that filter. Schopenhauer didn't have the filter. He had to sit in whatever German or Austrian, wherever the hell he was. He had to sit and deal with all those assholes. That's why I went for long walks in the woods. Go look him up. You'll find out. You'll see, oh, that's what he's talking about. But just a question for those of you who are sad, you're depressed, you're lonely, you don't have a social life. And I would also think there's just a natural, because back in the olden days, you had to get along with other people. You had to think about what other people's opinions were of you because of survival, right? And so there's a genetic component to it too. Like you're genetically compelled to at least concern a little bit of what people want. But then you throw in your social conditioning. Oh my God, it's just the most important thing to be popular. So much to the point, it's like, what? Cut off my dick at 15, then I'll be popular and claim I'm trans? Okay. These are pretty compelling forces. But I just like, look, I know you don't have the benefit of being 50 and looking back, but I'm sorry. Who the fuck gives a shit about other people? And have you seen these other people? Why would you give a shit what these people think of you? And maybe you can't tell in the artificial environment of K through college and everyone's like posting, people are like, oh, it looks like everyone having so, I literally, who was it? So it's like they're having so much fun on Instagram. I'm like, that's because they're posting. They don't show you their L's. They only post the wins. They only post the W's. And then they Photoshop it to make better than what it actually is. That's not the real world. These aren't these people. I've seen a couple friends starting to do that. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? So not only from a logical perspective, but you should obviously concern yourself with yourself first, and then maybe we'll worry about what other people do. But in today's era, other people are irrelevant. They're damaging, they're dangerous. You have to be incredibly judicious and discerning with who you hang out with, who you work for, who's your friend, who's your spouse, whoever you want to date or commit to, if you even want to commit at all. Who do you hang out with? Who's a waste of time? Has the internet not exposed most Westerners to be pieces of shit? Waste of time. Have we not seen that? And if there's one thing I could get, especially younger people, to do so it liberates you so you could have a much better life, is stop. They always say, well, don't worry about what other people say. That's some after school special in the 80s. Well, just be yourself and watch more Fame. Only some really old people are going to get that lame joke. But they never told you why. It was, oh, here's this dopey person who's a loser. And we're just be yourself. It felt good for me to say that to myself and people. Such a caring person. No, the reason you shouldn't care about what other people think, especially today, is because other people in the United States are worthless pieces of shit on average. They're in debt. They're not happy. They're fat. They're unhealthy. They don't do anything fun. Nobody fucking lives their life. Even the libertarian conservative. Remember, okay, let's go back in Cappy history. Remember the silver dollar bikini? Told you maybe before. The only people that bought it were some Muslims because they actually probably are a dominant type. And all these conservative, I got my woman raw. Yeah, I'm the man of my house. Oh, cool. You could diversify. That's why I did it. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of conservative men. They want to diversify in silver. They probably have traditional wives and they'd love to have Pete on this cute little. Actually turned out really good. I was really proud of my craftsmanship. It does look sexy. I was like, dang, this came out well. I'm very proud of how I made it fit like practically any woman. It was adjustable. It was an engineering feat, more impressive than the SR-71 Blackbird. Honest to God. One man. So take that, Skunk Works. Love to see you put this bikini together. Not a single one of them bought it. Not a single one. Why? Because they're frauds. They're fake. They're posts. It's all Instagram life. That's bullshit. It isn't that. That's not the real life. You go out and hang out with these people. It should be painfully obvious that these people are irrelevant because they're stupid, they're worthless, they're dumb, and they're living miserable lives. So why would you care what these people think? And once you kind of get that idea, once you're like, yeah, you're right, these people are idiots. Why would I care what my professor thinks? Why would I care what my divorced, piss poor parents think? They don't know. They don't know shit. Why would I care what this girl who shot me down? But then I guarantee you in 20 years, guys, look her up. Look her up. Don't worry about what the opposite sex thinks. Don't worry about it. And once you stop caring about it, you know what? Now you're really free. You're free to do what you financially want to do. You don't have to do what's... Dude, if I look... We can look at the big ticket items that make people poor. College is primarily the first one. For you boys, it's dumbass cars. But why do you get the car? Why do you go to college? Because you care what other people think. You want to get the car to get the girls. How about let's take a more top-down approach. Isn't it interesting how the solution to all social problems is get bigger, more expensive shit? The bigger house, the bigger car, throw a crazy party, get some drugs, wear the fancy clothes. Where's ever the solution of be frugal, have good conversation, stay in shape, have great sex in random places? That takes effort. Isn't it interesting? It always costs money to impress people. So once you stop giving a fuck what these, again, worthless people think about you, oh God, you could get by on like 20% the income you need. I got it linked below. Achieving financial excellence is one of the main points. It's like, stop, what was it? The Fight Club quote, everyone's buying money to afford things they can't afford to impress people they don't like. I'm trying to cut that. Why do you care? I'm trying to have you sever that psychological attachment to what other people think at 16. And once you stop caring what other people think, dude, you're saving 80% of your money. I think there's a fair amount of it where, for different reasons, especially men, you're not going out anymore. You're not going to the nightclubs or buying fancy cars, in part because you can't afford it, in part because you're completely demoralized. It's not to say that you didn't want to have social approval or whatever else like that, but financially it's just not there. And I think you see on the internet, like, none of this shit is going to work. So there's an element of truth sneaking into that. But if we could get rid of your yearning, maybe some of you still yearn, man, I wish I could go. No, you don't. Just go look at these people. Go look at them. Go watch TikTok. I know it's not 100% representative, but that's what's out there. It's not too unlike it. And so you're financially liberated from not only these people, but almost from life. Because if you could get by on 20 or 30% of what you need normally, oh, what are you doing? What you live on a grid, on an off-grid home? Well, look at this small little house. You got this old truck? Yeah, I do. Go fuck yourself. Oh no, Mr. Preppy boy from the suburbs whose dad paid for everything thinks he's a better man because I have a small little hut out in the middle of nowhere. And I have a car that's as old as his daughter. Maybe I should consider banging one of these days. Oh no, whatever will I do with this old washed up dude bro sports ball guy who still thinks it's fucking middle school or high school? Except the prices went up from a $50 shirt to a $500,000 fucking house. Fuck these people. You don't need the status because you shouldn't care what these people want. Once you don't care about what people want to think of you, you don't need status. And then you don't need all the expense that comes with attaining it. The other thing is mental health. Look, I get it. We are supposed to be a social species. We're supposed to be a social group of people. And we did. We did need each other to get by. Well, that's long gone now. Okay, that's gone. And the quality and caliber of people, now that we don't need each other, now you can see where humans go back to their default setting. Like, if we didn't need each other and have to obey, what happens? You turn into a bunch of insufferable assholes collecting a fucking government check and thinking you're all fucking geniuses. Going so far as to claim something you're not so you could be popular. Oh, look, I dyed my hair purple. I'm so valuable. Oh, look, I identify as a quadsexual today. I'm so fucking unique. You actually give a shit what these people think about? Think about you? And once you stop caring what they think about you, now you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm lonely, but the alternative was a lot worse. I could hang out with these fucking assholes. I'll tell, and this is not a slam on the Caribou Coffee in Hopkins, Minnesota. All right. This is to describe the group of people, and I hope it gets back to them. I don't know who they were, but I was there visiting for Christmas and all that other jazz. I went and got a coffee. And so I'm at this coffee store, and in comes, I swear to God, it might have been Dean Phillips, who was a congressman. You can look him up. But it was a bunch of like the biggest pussy white people. When you think self-loathing, Portlander, Swedish, Seattle, Minnesota, self-hating white people, these are it. They all look like teachers. There wasn't an ounce of testosterone between the 10 people that were there. They were working on some kind of thing with papers, and they're like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Really? Yeah, you think so? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I can only imagine that they were going to improve the world, because that's what rich, spoiled, suburbanite, self-loathing white people, Minnesotans, do, is they figure it out. Just look at Minneapolis and St. Paul, what wonderful places they've become. All right. Let me ask you this. Could you imagine having to hang out with that group? Could you imagine if that was your social circle? And even those people don't like. Do you think Nancy Pelosi likes the people she hangs out with? Everyone is a backstabbing, cocksucking motherfucker. They're all trying to out virtue signal, outdo, be the stupid, whatever warped, fucked up version of the 80s. You must have the Nike high top popularity game was. I don't know, but it's some even wicked 4D chess version of that psychotic mental popularity game today. I mean, really, not. Thank God it's not all instances, and thank God it's a rare. But there are people who will legitimately go claim to be a different sex that they're not. Sometimes even going so far as to go through surgery or take drugs for it. That's how fucked up some of these people are. And so, if you could just now, it doesn't solve your loneliness. I get it, but in me pointing out, like, do you want to hang? Could you imagine hanging out? There was I don't know if it's this correlation continues on to this day, but the kids who were usually on student council were generally, not always, generally the popular kids. They were fucking assholes, fucking boring pieces of shit. They don't change. I'm sure if we're like, oh yeah, you got your 3 mortgages on your one house, you paid off your wife's student loans, and your kids are all into the activities. You don't make them bike anywhere because you got to drive around with your fucking SUV. Well, wow, you're so fucking unique. Holy shit, your life was totally worth living. Like, this is an American Beauty before Lester Burnham gets a ball sack. Do you want to even hang out with these people? And so it doesn't solve your loneliness problem. And thank God we have the internet. We can have conversations here. We can, you can bust some balls with your buddies or whatever. But God Almighty, here's another one. This is just a general. This is a good philosophy. Ask yourself: have you done enough? Did you put in some efforts to go be social? Because what if it ain't you? I mean, I remember there was a time I'd go to like meetup groups and you'd ask girls out. I'm like, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling? Whoa. What if it's not you? What if it's society? I get it. Could you imagine trying to find a healthy group of intelligent, interesting, curious people in a collegiate environment today? Yeah, I know you're all. Yes, I know. We got to go protest the thing. I know. Have you thought about libertarianism? Do you just want to go play some baseball? Do you want to like go get a coffee? Why don't you not dye your hair blue and be the unique girl? Why don't you wear a dress? Can you do that? Good. No. And so I know you guys probably put in the effort. I'm hoping you did. But if you keep, what is it, hitting the ball across the net, no one hits it back, there's probably nobody on the other side of the net. It's not your fault. There's no game going on. And so I would one for sure. How do I want to put it? Here, please put the effort into thinking this through. Think about other people today and truly try to identify, are they worth me pissing on? And when you come to the conclusion and realize and incorporate it into your mind, even in your gut, like, yeah, these people are assholes. People are boring. Oh my God, you got your liberal arts degree and you're a Democrat. Holy shit, I'm hard as rock for you now. Yeah, let's go set up a family, Miss fucking common piece of styrofoam. Right? Once you realize these people are so boring and other people are so worthless and irrelevant, now you can ask yourself the question, how do I want to live my life now with this? Do I want to get worked up and invested? I don't have any friends. And once you realize it, you're like, oh, now you're liberated. Now you don't care what other people think for social reasons or status or whatever. You save a ton of money and you're mentally healthier, better off. You still got to go find some friends. I think that's the modern day challenge of any independent-minded person today is, where the fuck do you find your group of friends? I'm not kidding. Maybe go look at like the Masons or the International Order of Odd Fellows, because there's like old timer guys there. The Kiwanis, you'll find some traditionalism. You'll find some, maybe if you got a good Orthodox church, whatever, there's places to find it. But generationally speaking and socialist society-wide speaking in the United States, who the fuck gives a shit what your average American thinks? And who the fuck would want to hang out with them? And so I don't want you feeling sad. I don't want you feeling depressed. And I sure as fuck don't want you spending money or I got to get a car to be popular. I want to go to the nightclubs. No, go live your life, man. Go out there, figure out what people are like. Dude, they even put the resume on the internet through social media. You meet some cute girl, go Google stalk her. Go find out about her. Oh, wow. Bipsy. Teehee, I like to travel. I have my degree in political science. OMG, I so am oppressed because the posting feminist memes. I like dogs. I work at the dog rescue. You're like, oh, that's all there is out there. And then maybe you go in and start to invest or travel about other cultures. I'm not saying, oh yeah, you're going to go down to whatever Paraguay and that's your people. But I mean, honestly, why would you consider hanging out here? They're as common as Big Macs. There's as common as what's more common than a Big Mac. There's common as strip malls. There's no social culture. There's no people to invest in, and thus most people are. And so why would you care? Why would you care what these people? And once you get that, you're liberated. You're free. There, that was my rambling point I want to make. Christoph Anon. I thought I posted it. It didn't. It's not. Did I just freeze up? God damn it. No, I didn't. Didn't have. Okay, so now we go to shitty internet. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to go through them. PI $5. That's why I work to be better than who I was yesterday. Screw being popular. It's my life. Good. White Philosopher, $2. George Carlin had a great bit on the clown show. Garrett Howard, $2. The cure to loneliness is the gym and the outdoors. Yes, it is. It is. PI $5. I got actual friends through the military. Yeah, because you guys, you earned your merit. There are quality men there. It's great, especially when going through terrible shit. Yeah, the terrible shit makes interesting people. Master Miggy, the 10 generous dollars. Pac-Man and Centipede kept me off drugs and out of trouble. Hey, ladies, what kind of midgets are you? Hey, ladies, what kind of midgets are 5'11"? There's another thing, how just not sane society is. Like, he has to be 6 foot. The girls are a special breed onto their own. They're special. They've been marketed to with college and Democrats and corporate America and purse and bags. I wish those women well in their journey of being by themselves. I wish them well. And gentlemen, if you'd like to see where that journey ends, and ladies too, if you want to see where your path you're on ends, go get my latest book, A World Without Men. Yeah, think about that. Do you think this is healthy? Have you looked at using the war of the sexes we currently? Do you think this is a normal society? Do you think this is healthy? Is this a society you want to invest in? Is this a society where you want to derive your value from? Like, oh my God, what does this society think for me? They better think piss poorly of me. They damn well better, because oh my God, if this society thought, then look at how, no offense to our Canadian listeners, but look at how sad a country and a culture Canada is. They worship that Trudeau guy, and he's the biggest, most worthless sack of pussy you ever saw. Hasn't done a damn thing. Same thing with our president, though. He hasn't worked. He's a trust fund baby. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I don't care what this culture thinks of me. I really don't. And neither should you, because the culture is shit. All right, that's it. If you need a little bit of a financial angle to this to give up, like, oh, but I'm so concerned about what other people think, I must buy the car, please take Achieving Financial Excellence. I have it linked below. It's available on Teachable. It's open for enrollment. And we'll see you guys later. Toodles.